Hello and welcome to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. I'm your host, Issachar Bey, and I am the Senior Director of the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. I want to thank you for tuning in on this Sunday. We are excited about you joining with us. We've been really going to a higher level, a deeper depth in this series. I've gotten a lot of feedback about last week. A lot of you really enjoyed it. I feel that we have this community where we can come together and really delve into many levels of greatness, many levels of expansion. And I'm just excited and elated that you guys are really enjoying the content and really enjoying these lessons that we are displaying every week. Last week, we talked about the wealth codes, and we were able to get into those. I'm glad that you guys were able to learn your wealth codes and that you will start to utilize those codes, that you will continue to utilize those codes and find out what's my code, which code was I given in this incarnation of life that now I can use to impart into this lifetime my destiny and my purpose and my way of obtaining wealth, my way of obtaining and operating in the millionaire's mindset. And so it's vital that we have that knowledge and that understanding. I also wanted to thank all of you for tuning in and really being a part with all of the comments, the emails we got, all of the feedback. Tomorrow, we are starting the 8 mystical secrets of becoming a money magnet. And this series will go on. We will meet twice a month, bi-weekly, and we'll start tomorrow night. Even if you guys are not able to make it, it will be in the group, so you'll be able to go back and get it. Now, also, what I am going to do also is, those of you that are listening, I'm going to also have a wealth code PDF put together that will be available for those who are in the mastermind group, the I Am Money Mastermind membership group. And then also, I'm going to have what we're going to be talking about today, which is the 20 commandments of a millionaire. This is something that I kind of put together, and I kind of want to discuss. And we're going to get into that. But definitely for the I Am Money Mastermind, those of you who are concerned about credit as well, that's also in there. So when you join the mastermind membership, you will have access to all of those things at your disposal. So, I just want you guys to be aware of that all of that will be included in there. So once you get in there, you'll have access to that. I want to go ahead and get started. I think we have a lot to talk about today. And so we are excited. A new month. We're in May. This year is already flying. As I said, it just seems like we were in January yesterday, and now we are already in the month of May. We're almost at the halfway mark of 2024. This year is flying by. And it's very important, it's vital that we position ourselves and put ourselves in the right positions and the right postures and begin to really utilize our mindsets, our millionaire mindsets, to begin to cultivate and begin to put ourselves in positions to start accumulating the wealth and the connections and the networking and the things that we need to elevate and grow. And so I'm excited about that. I want to go ahead and get started as we get ready to move into our spiritual mind treatment. Those of you that are listening, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. I need everybody who's listening to this, just take 1 second and just hit the like button. Everybody who's listening, just do me a favor and hit the like button. Thank you. We're going to like, share, and subscribe. Just hit the like button. You hitting the like button gives us the opportunity to expand the algorithms, and it expands us to grow and more people to see us, and we are putting our position in our community in front of more eyes that will allow people to cultivate towards us, and we can grow our audience. So it is very helpful to you to me and to us, that you hit the like button. So I do appreciate the likes. Take a deep breath as we get ready to go into our spiritual mind treatment. Inhale and exhale. Once again, inhale and exhale. And once again, inhale and exhale. In the realm of infinite possibilities, I recognize the existence of divine principles that guide us towards financial abundance and success. These principles, known as the 20 Commandments of a Millionaire, offer invaluable wisdom for those seeking to manifest wealth in their lives. I align my consciousness with these commandments, allowing them to penetrate the depths of my being. I release any limiting beliefs or patterns that may hinder my access to financial abundance. I open myself to the infinite wisdom and guidance that these commandments offer. I affirm that I am a living embodiment of the 12 commandments of a millionaire. I embrace the understanding that true wealth is not limited to financial riches alone, but encompasses holistic well-being and the fulfillment of one's purpose. I recognize that as I align with these commandments, I am setting the stage for the manifestation of prosperity in all the areas of my life. I activate the commandment of clarity within me. I am crystal clear about my financial goals and aspirations. I define my vision and precision and focus, allowing it to guide my thoughts, actions, and decisions. I trust in my ability to manifest my desires with clarity and purpose. I activate the commandment of my commitment within me. I am fully committed to achieving financial abundance. I dedicate myself to necessary actions, habits, and mindsets that will lead me to success. I embrace persistence and determination in the face of challenges, knowing that my commitment will propel me towards my goals. I activate the commandment of continuous learning within me. I recognize that knowledge is power, and I am committed to expanding my financial intelligence. I seek out opportunities for growth and education, embracing new ideas, strategies, and skills that will enhance my ability to create and sustain wealth. I achieve the commandments of integrity within me. I conduct myself with honesty, authenticity, and ethical behavior in all financial matters. I recognize that trust and integrity are the foundation of long-term success and abundance. I honor my commandments and always strive to create win-win situations for myself and others. I activate the commandment of generosity within me. I understand that the true wealth is not meant to be hoarded but shared and circulated, and give generously and joyfully, knowing that as I continue to the well-being of others, I create a flow of abundance that returns to me multiplied. I embrace the power of giving and receiving. I release this spiritual mind treatment into the infinite intelligence, knowing that the 20 commandments of a millionaire are already activated within me. I surrender to the divine plan and trust that the path to financial abundance is unfolding before me. I am grateful for the wealth and success that is manifesting in my life, for the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. And so it is, and so it is. You know, I don't really know how much you guys really take note and really take a heed to the spiritual mind treatment, but words have power. And when you speak words into the atmosphere, for every action, there's a reaction. And I love doing the spiritual mind treatment because I feel like it does something on the supernatural level. It does something on the physical level, But when you're speaking those words into the atmosphere, when you're putting those words out there, it really transcends and begins to propel you and move you into the direction that you're going. Because we already are thinking like a millionaire. We already are walking like a millionaire. We're already talking like a millionaire. And so when you are obligated, when you are connected and really connected and pulled all the way in, it's something about being able to speak out into the open and speak it out into the masses and call things that are not as though they were. To speak into existence that you are a millionaire, that you have the millionaire consciousness, and that you have the ability to transcend and allow money to flow to you from the north, south, and the east and the west. Understanding that the more where your energy goes, right, where your focus goes, your energy flows, right? What are we focused on? We're not focused on making money. We're not focused on the physical ramifications of being a millionaire. We're focused on the consciousness of a millionaire. We're focused on the spiritual enlightenment, the spiritual values, the spiritual thoughts. We're more concerned about the thought patterns. That's why we talked about the millionaire's mind, right? We're talking about the wealth codes. The wealth codes are intangible. You can't see the wealth codes. The wealth codes are not something that I can physically see. It's an intangible thing that once I know it for myself, it gives me the cheat code. The wealth code is a cheat code that shows me how I can, in this incarnation, in this lifetime that I live in, how I could obtain wealth and success. Because my wealth code is different from everybody's wealth code. And so in the mastermind group, the I Am Money Mastermind, if you guys want to be a part of it, the description is below. You can join it. I want to be able to really go a little deeper into the wealth codes because, like I said, we have the wealth codes, and everybody knows their wealth codes. But then it differs into the elemental aspect of it, too, like I talked about last week, that everybody's a different element. Everybody is made differently. We're not the same. We are all originals. We're not imitations. So it makes you very different in how you approach things. I think if you really got the understanding of who you are, it would really ratify your life, because when you know how you're built and who you are, then you know how to attack. You know how to create. I want you to write this into the chat, those of you that are listening. I am a creator. Why? Because creators create. Creators create. I am a creator. Creators create, which means as a millionaire, as a mental alchemist, I have the ability to create. I sat down this week and I really, there's some other ways that I still may go with this, but I wanted to go some ways with this, and some of the things that I want to discuss, I think I'm going to put them in the group because we have a longer time to really get into them. I can do Zoom calls. I can do PowerPoint slides. We can really go deep into some of the things that I want to talk about. But with these money manifestation mindset teachings, I wanted to be in a position to where we walk away with something every week that we could apply to our lives instantly. I wanted to walk away. And so today, what I want to do is we're going to be talking about in the coming weeks how to put together a millionaire's blueprint. But we talked about the wealth code, so I want you guys to just write down whatever number your wealth code is, because I want you to meditate on that number. I want you to become that number. I want you to become one with that wealth code. And today we're going to delve into the 20 commandments of being a millionaire. The 20 commandments. 20 commandments. I wanted to look into this because I wanted to think about some patterns, some habits. I think that being systematic, having a pattern, having some kind of system and structure are what helps you become successful and great. I know a lot of you may not be into basketball, but in the NBA right now, we're into the playoffs. And the Minnesota Timberwolves swept the Phoenix Suns. So they beat them 4 games in a row, and they beat them. They're going home. Phoenix Suns are going home. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to the next level, the semifinals, right? What happens is a lot of people are saying that the Phoenix Suns lost. They had a great team. They had Booker, Devin Booker. They had Bradley Beal, and they had Kevin Durant, who are some of the best basketball players in the NBA. I believe all of them are getting paid $100 million plus on their contracts. So these are highly paid athletic superstars. And still they lost. They were blown away, swept away in the playoffs. But one of the critiques that everybody's giving them was the fact that they had no structure. They had no systematic approach. There was nothing systematically structured within the core of the team that seemed like when things didn't go their way or when they weren't able to get things together, they can fall back into the system. And so I always want you guys to understand systems are what you need in order to be successful. You have to have structure and systems and be able to put things in perspective and create the systems that will begin to resolve and begin to line up with your foundation and your structure. So I want to go over these 20 commandments. These are not commandments that you have to live by. These are things that I just kind of want you to rest on and think about, things that I hope can begin to stretch your mind and begin to evaluate and make you think about some things. I will have the PDF of these in the group, so if those of you that want to get those, they will be available in the group. When you go into the group, they should be in the content library where you can just download it if you would like and print them out on an 8.5 by 11, as well as the wealth codes will be available too. The number one commandment that I have here is thou shalt visualize success. Now, those of you that have been following us all, from the beginning, we understand that becoming a millionaire starts inside first. It starts. Picture thy wealth to manifest it. Envision your success vividly and frequently. I'm going to say that again. Picture thy wealth to manifest it. Visualization has to be some of the most powerful things, the most powerful tool that we have. Listen, if we're talking about millionaires' mindset and we're talking about the mind operates in pictures. So when you're meditating, right? When you're meditating, and you're in a quiet space, you automatically need to be moving with pictures. You need, in the theater of your mind, you need to be putting up pictures of what it is you're visualizing, what it is that you're manifesting, and understand that your mind operates through pictures. That's what allows the mind to really connect and really move into focus. And so when you are the number one says, thou shalt visualize success. What does success look like to you? Does success look like the house that you're going to be in, the car that you're going to be in, maybe a full body of health, maybe having all your bills paid, maybe driving a nice car, your family in one accord, no discrepancies, no any kind of separation in the family, everybody's together. There's so many different facets to what your success looks like. But when you visualize it from the theater of your mind, you are now calling it into practice. You're putting it on the canvas of your imagination. And we understand that the imagination is the beginning of creation. And so when we visualize and picture our wealth to manifest it, envisioning your success vividly, the details, what color are the floors in your house? What color are the walls? How are you having your living room set up? What color is the couch? Are you having any kind of paintings? What paintings? What kind of decor will you have in your house? What does your kitchen look like? What color is the refrigerator and the cabinets? Are we getting a modern look or the old time look? How do you want your bathroom? Do you want a separate shower from the tub? I mean, these are things vividly that we're looking at. In the car, you know, the more vivid, the more frequent you visualize these things, until you're no longer looking at it from the outside, but you're looking at it from where you are. You realize that I'm not looking at myself out. I'm not standing outside of the house looking at the house. I'm actually in the house because it's already mine and I visualized it. Number 2, thou shalt seek wisdom. Constantly seek knowledge in mentors and books and through life's experience. Listen, wisdom is probably one of the most important things that we have. I can say it probably in these commandments. Because wisdom, if somebody asked me right now, said, "Is a car, what is the one thing that you would want to have?" And to me, it would be wisdom. Wisdom is learning, is learning, getting information, getting wisdom, experience from somebody else, from something that has already taken place and done it. So that, guess what? It took me 10 years to get to this place, but I can give you the wisdom of that. Well, it will only take you 6 months. A lot of us, as I said earlier, it's not a matter of us needing more money. What we need is the wisdom of what to do with the money. If I gave everybody listening to me right now $1 million, what would you do with it? Many of us will go buy a house, we go buy a car, but what if I just gave you the wisdom? So now when you got the wisdom, you would know, okay, I can take this $1 million and turn it into $10 million. I can take $10 million and turn it into $30 million. And so understand the power of wisdom. Wisdom is very powerful. I believe that it's priceless. You can't put a price on it. But to constantly seek knowledge, to constantly connect with mentors, or be a part of communities like this, or join with other communities that will begin to enlighten you and begin to give you the information and cause you to expand and grow. Thou shalt embrace risk. When I see the word risk, I like to replace that word with faith. Faith without works is being dead yet alone, right? Understanding and embracing the risk that comes with wealth building. Fortune favors the bold. Anybody who's rich and successful is a risk taker. What does that mean? That means that I have the wisdom, I have the knowledge, I have the understanding, I have the structure, I have the strategy. And I have all of those things, and it's wonderful. But if I don't step out and actually go to action and put it into practice, what good is having all of that? You guys are listening to me, and you're getting the wealth codes, and you're getting all of these great things. What good is it if you don't do anything with it? What good is to learn what your wealth code is if you never utilize it or never activated it and begin to work with it? Thou shalt embrace the risk. Commandment number 3. And I think that embracing the risk, understand that understand that the rich people say this: no risk, no reward. No risk, no reward. You got to be able to take the risk, because it's almost like stepping out on faith. You never know what you can do until you step out on and begin to move and activate it into what you have and what you're doing. And so to embrace the risk, it's something that's vital. It's important that we embrace that, because we have to be risk takers. What's a risk taker? You know what? I'm going to step out on faith, and I'm going to get wisdom. I'm going to start connecting myself. I told you guys this the other day. You need to hang out with 4 millionaires. and you will become the fifth one. It takes risk to move and to operate and to begin to do things. Listen, it's impossible for you guys to keep listening to this kind of stuff every Sunday and still stay in the same positions that you're staying in. Listen, I would say this maybe happened to me last year. I can't even watch the kind of TV that I used to watch. I used to watch everything. I used to watch Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, HBO Max, Netflix. I used to watch it all, Apple TV, everything. And people are calling me, they're telling me all these good movies and TV shows that are coming out. And all I find myself doing is taking in information and being in groups like the equity group that's on Clubhouse, and just being in situations and being in communities and being in situations to where I'm being poured into, where I'm getting wisdom and knowledge. Why? Because my mindset is changing. If you are operating in a millionaire's mindset, your thirst, your desires begin to change. Now, it's nothing wrong with watching the movies on those TV shows, but that would have to be done at like a leisure time. And when you start really getting into a millionaire's mindset and really embracing this stuff, what happens is you start having a yearning and a desire and a thirst for these kind of things. So you gravitate towards these things. You get pulled into these things. But guess what happens, y'all? I become a millionaire from the inside. So what starts appearing in my reality is opportunities and situations and things that will connect and culminate with what I'm already having going on the inside. Number 4, thou shalt be resilient. View failures as stepping stones to success. Each step back teaches a vital lesson. Now, I like to say this. You never lose, you just learn, right? So in understanding that, to be resilient is to understand that everything we experience is a stepping stone. So you want to be a millionaire. I remember they had a TV show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? And so you want to be a millionaire, and so some of the things that you have to do to break away from the shackles, to break the setbacks, the limitations that you have, to expand your mind, these are the things that will help you as stepping stones. So when you look back now, you know what? I was glad I went through those things, because it allowed me to become who I am and allowed me to be the person that I am. They always say that what doesn't kill you can only make you stronger, right? And so, yeah, we went through some hardships. We went through some valleys in order to get to the mountain. But I understand that everything I went through was a lesson. It's never about the destination, my friend. It's always about the journey. It's always about the journey. Number 5, thou shalt create value. Strive not just for wealth, but to create value that benefits others. Listen, you are a creator. You create value. Everything in life, you must create the value. What is the value in it? What do you value? But create value that benefits people, that benefits your family, that benefits certain circumstances and things in life. Everything is not about money, but it's really about what you value in life. What are your values? What is important to me? That's why we talked about with the 9 levels of ascension, we begin to talk about how to organize and prioritize when you get to, I believe it was the 4th level of mental ascension. Those of you who are listening, you may want to go back and listen to that particular teaching. But to understand what's important to me, what is it that I value, and then how do I create value that's going to benefit my life? Because you have to realize that everything that you want in life, you're going to create it. And so, listen to this. This may be the most important thing that I'm going to say today. When you talk about creating value or creating anything, you're creating it, right? But listen to me. Everything that you're creating, I want you to take that word create and put the word transform or transfer. So that value that you're going to create, because you are applying the fifth commandment that says thou should create value, you want to take that word create and put the word transfer in there. I'm going to transfer the value from within and transfer it into my physical reality, because everything that you create comes from within. So you're not really creating it, you're transferring. But the word create is the word that we use to define the actual, I would say, the actual demonstration or the actual physical ramifications of what happens when we transfer wealth from within, value from within to the outside. So you are transferring your value. You're taking the value from within and transferring it to your physical reality. But now here's the question, my friend. Have you found the value within yourself? You have to know that you are valuable within your own self. I can't achieve anything. I can't create anything that I have not first tapped into and begin to understand within my own being. Number 6, thou shalt practice alchemy. Alchemy says, transform your skills and resources into gold by finding innovative ways to solve problems. And this is number 6. Thou shalt practice alchemy. Now, all of you know you guys are mental alchemists. And we also learn how to awaken the mental alchemist within. What is an alchemist? He learns how to take steel and resources and make them into gold and silver, right? We're using our mental alchemy, which we're taking our skills and resources and we are turning it into mental gold by finding innovative ways to solve problems. Why? The people who can solve the most problems make the most money. The people who can solve the most problems makes the most money. Problem solvers. Problem solvers who can create solutions. Practicing alchemy, practicing the ability to transform my thoughts, my ideas, my concepts. We know that money chases great ideas. My friend, what happens when money catches the idea? Yes, money chases good ideas, but what happens when money catches your idea? And you know what happens? You begin to operate in mental alchemy. Because now that idea that the money was chasing, guess what? It was intangible. You couldn't see it, you couldn't touch it, but you were able to use your mental alchemy and you will begin to transform that thing from the intangible realm and transfer it into the physical realm. Why? Because money was chasing it, but then money caught it. What happens when money catches your idea? Your ideas were running and money was chasing it. But then one day money caught your idea and grabbed it by the shoulders and held it down. What are you going to do when money catches your idea? Number 7, thou shalt know thyself. Understand your strengths and weaknesses and build your financial empire accordingly. This goes back to the wealth codes, you understanding your wealth code. This goes back to you understanding your element. Know thyself. Number 7, thou shalt know thyself. Who are you? It's very important that you know who you are. Because now when you understand who you are, you know how to move. You know how to operate. When you start becoming a millionaire and you are a earth element, You're very practical. So everything you're going to do, you're going to have to touch. You're going to have to see it. You're going to have to feel it. If you are an air element, everything you do is going to be mental. You're going to have to physically figure it out in your head. If you're a water element, you're going to have to feel it. It's going to be based on how do you control your feelings to feel it. If you are a fire element, you're going to be doing things based on what makes you passionate. Now, all of those elements connected with your wealth codes, connected with some other things that we're going to be learning in the weeks to come, know thyself, know who you are. And that's why it's important that you guys find a astrologer, somebody who can show you the hand that you were dealt in this life, show you what gifts and talents you have, your weaknesses and your strengths, show you why you are built the way that you built, why did you operate the way that you operate. These are the things that we need to understand. These are the things that we need to learn. We need to know thyself. We need to know and understand why I feel the way that I feel. Why do I have the struggles that I have? I had somebody who, for years, people would make fun of her, and they would joke around with her because of her comprehension mechanism, how she would comprehend stuff and how she would take information in and how she would communicate with people was a little different than everybody else's. And so they would make fun of her and all those different things. And one day she came to me for a consultation, and come to find out she had Mercury retrograde in her natal chart. She was born with Mercury retrograde. Now, that tells everything and explains to her why she was the way that she was. So she begins to cry, and not in more of in a happiness of, oh my God, now I know why I am the way that I am. Yes, because you were born with Mercury retrograde, which is not a bad thing. But now that we know that, now we can make the necessary adjustments on how you need to operate in life. And now you know why you do things differently and why you take in information and comprehend and communicate differently than everybody else, because your communication planet was retrograde at the time when you were born. And so these are the things that we need to know. That's why it's important, as it says in number 7, thou shalt know thyself. Thou shalt, number 8, thou shalt decipher the mystical laws of money. Money flows where energy goes. Focus your energy wisely. I'll say that again. Money flows where your energy flows. Money flows where your energy goes. Focus your energy wisely. What are you focused on? If I tell everybody don't think about an elephant, everybody thinks about an elephant. If I tell everybody don't think about the number 8, everybody thinks about the number 8. We have the ability and the power to really focus on something. Now, I think it's important that we utilize these commandments, that we really work with them, that we really connect with them, because they are very, very good to give us more of a something to work towards, to look at. There's some of them that may be stronger for us to operate in, and there's some of us that may not be stronger for us to work in, and those are the ones that we work on. Nothing happens in a day, my friends. These things, these lessons that we're learning, this knowledge that we're gaining, we're not telling you to go out and just master them within 24 hours. But what happens is, as you continue to attune and align yourselves with these principles, with this knowledge that you gained, you're allowing yourself to grow and expand, and you're adding to the knowledge, and you're putting together a systematic approach, a structure of how things operate. And so thou shalt decipher the mystical laws of money. What is the mystical law of money? Money flows where energy goes. Where's your energy going? Money is energy. Money is currency. It's designed to flow. We talk about circulation all the time at the end of our talk. Money is energy. Money is currency. It's designed to flow. So where is your energy going? Because the money will flow where your energy goes. Make sure that your energy is flowing in a place that you are operating in wisdom, operating wisely. And so that's why we talked about so many different opportunities within getting in, investing in stocks, investing in, we talked about the Weibo app, just giving you opportunities to put your money to work. Because these are one of the things, too, where money flows, your energy goes, being able to make your money work for you. Number 9, thou shalt network with purpose. Build a network that reflects where you are going, not just where you've been. Now, look, your network determines your net worth. Your network determines your net worth. This goes back to what I just said. If you surround yourself with 4 millionaires, you will become the 5th one. So you have to ask yourself this question: what is my network? What is my network? What is the ability for me to I can't even tell you guys, and I'll explain more of this in the group. Everything I'm telling you is facts. Since I've been teaching this and moving into this realm, I've been getting pulled into so many groups of like-minded individuals, people who are into stocks, people who are into spiritual enlightenment, people who want to get better opportunities for themselves, who want to become metaphysicians, and who want to grow spiritually. And opportunities and knowledge and wisdom and people are just coming out of the woodworks. Why? It's not by surprise. It's because if I'm working on the inside and I'm constantly working and constantly operating and manifesting on the inside, it's only by law, as within, so without, that the opportunities and the situations are going to present themselves to align with what's going on inside of me. It has to be in alignment. So just looking at that alone will allow me to network with purpose. I'm not going to hang out just to hang out. Everything you do should be an investment. Thou shalt network with purpose. What purpose am I networking? To build my net worth, to build relationship. Somebody in here has a wealth code number 2. Wealth code number 2 is definitely in alignment with number 9. Thou shalt network with purpose, because number 2 wealth code has to do with networking and has to do with partnerships, right? So anybody who's listening, if you are a wealth code number 2, yes, your inclination into wealth will come through partnerships and networking. Your network will also will equal your net worth. Any millionaire you talk to right now, they will tell you, bottom line, one of the ways that they have become wealthy is by their relationships, automatically. Number 10, thou shalt maintain balance. Wealth is not just financial. Nurture your mind, your body, and spirit equally. Now, the balance. I don't want to be too heavenly minded that I'm no earthly good. I don't want to be too earthly good that I'm not heavenly minded. I want to have balance in everything that I do. I don't want to become a millionaire and really start operating and seeing the byproducts and seeing the things happen in the physical realm with the houses and the cars and the money and the life, and be able to travel the world and do all the things that I wanted to do. And then when I get there, I kind of forget where I came from. I kind of forget all the principles. I become unbalanced. I become so physical. I'm on the gram. I'm taking pictures on Instagram and Facebook. I'm showing everybody that, oh, look what I'm doing. Look at me. I'm the best. That you forgot the foundation. You forgot your spiritual ramifications. You forgot the structure and the system that you set in place to get there, because you have now become unbalanced. That's a key here. Number 10, that you maintain balance. Balance will represent the scales, or sort of like Libra, like the ones we see in the courtroom, the battle, the tipping of the scales to keep the balance. Justice is balance, right? Not to be unbalanced, but to keep balance. Life must be kept in balance. And so I think that's something that has to happen individually. My household needs to be in balance. Everything I do inwardly, not just my household, but me. Me, myself, I need to be balanced. Because how can my household be balanced? How can my companies, my entrepreneurship endeavors, everything else that I'm getting involved in, how can it be balanced if I myself am not balanced? Everything is a reflection of me. Everything is a reflection of me. Listen to me. I'll tell you this. You meet no one in this world but you. I'll say that again. You will meet no one in this world but you. Everybody you meet in this world is a reflection of you. So if you have somebody in your life right now that's irritating you, that you really don't want around in your life, you have to ask yourself the question, why is this person in my life? Why is this person in me? Because this person is annoying me, they're aggravating me, they're getting on my nerves, and I really don't want them to be here. That has to say something to the fact of, why is this person here? But you meet nobody in this world but you. So there's something in you that reflects that. But guess what? If you meet nobody in this world but you, then one day what happens when I meet the millionaire? That means that I've got to the point where I've really obtained and stepped into the millionaire consciousness, where now it starts to appear in my physical reality. Number 11, thou shalt follow thy passion. Let passion, not profit, drive your endeavors for fulfilling journeys. I'll say that again. Let passion, not profit, drive your endeavors for fulfilling journeys. Definitely passion. These are for people who are definitely, number 11 is definitely for people who operate with the fire element. You're going to operate with passion, which means that when you're passionate about something, you're very passionate, you're very enthused, you're optimistic, you really believe in this thing that you're doing, and you're not going to let anything stop you. Passion represents fire. And to me, when you're passionate, I always say people who are passionate, they need to be like a candle that must always keep burning and the fire never goes out. And so with number 11 stating, thou shalt follow thy passion, whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it is that lights your fire, whatever it is that allows you to move and it will not allow you to stop, whatever this thing is that you just got to get done. Passion will not stop. It will keep going. And so that passion, you must never let your passion go out. Never let anybody blow out your candle. Never let anybody blow out your candle, but always remember, follow your passion. What am I passionate about? What lights my fire? Number 12, thou shalt innovate. Never settle for the status quo. Always seek new ways to achieve better results. Listen, I said this earlier. You guys are creators. What do creators do? They create. The best way to predict the future, you guessed it, it is to create it. Never settle for the status quo. You can never be average. I want everybody to take this into consideration right now. You are not average. You are above average. You're not average. You're not the status quo. You're not a regular person. You are above average. You are above average. You're not the status quo. You're not a regular person. And so once we get out of our minds that we're not regular, that we're not the status quo, that we're not just as everybody else, but there's something different about us, when your consciousness elevates and takes that in, that wait a minute, I'm not the status quo. I got to be an innovator. I got to be somebody who never settles for the status quo, but always seeks new ways to achieve better results. You're always ready to create something new. There has to be a better way. There has to be a better opportunity. There has to be another way we can get this done. Never settling for the status quo. Listen, I tell people this all the time. Never let anybody tell you no that does not have the power to tell you yes. I'll say that again. Never let anybody tell you no that does not have the power to say yes. And what I mean by that is if you're in a situation and you're dealing with somebody and this person cannot make the decision that needs to be made, they have to go get the permission from somebody else, then that person can't tell me no or yes. Never let anybody tell you no that does not have the power to say yes. Being innovative, being able to seek and to go after the things that I need to go after the things that I'll be able to create new endeavors and new ways of how to systematically move and elevate. These are the things that we talk about. Number 13, thou shalt plan for the future. Wise is the one who plants trees under whose shade they shall never sit. Now, I'm going to let that sit with y'all. I like that. I'm going to say this again. Number 13, thou shalt plan for the future. Wise is the one who plants trees under whose shade they shall never sit. I'm going to let that stand with y'all. Always plan for the future. You always want to plan for the future. You always want to look to see what's happening. I tell you guys right now, I'm already looking at, I got to tell you, I'm a guy that looks at the stars and I'm looking into the heavens. So I see so many things getting ready to happen. And, I'm always 3 years out, 3 to 4 years out, looking at different things, looking at, just looking at things that are happening in the heavens. But even in the future, you got to know where you want to go. You got to know what direction you want to move into and how you want to lay things out and how you want things to culminate and really go into relation to what you're going into. So you got to start planning for the future. What does tomorrow look like? What does 2025 look like for me? What does 2026 look like for me? Now, one thing about planning for the future is being able to have systematic and also structure in place. But like I said, you got to find your community where you're able to do that, where you can go to an astrologer, somebody who can sit down with your chart, and we can look 3 years into the future and say, hey, listen, you know what? I see this, I see that. You want to do this. This is the time I think you should do this. This is the time that I think you should be able to, move and operate and do this over here. So I think that knowing who you are and then also being able to plan for the future. Why? Because I'm planting seeds. The seeds are helping me to evolve. They're helping me to keep the circulation moving, right? I'm planning for the future. I'm making certain investments. I'm expanding. I'm learning about the new things that are happening. So, for instance, I'll say this to everybody who's listening. We're talking about stocks. So I'm looking at what companies do I see expanding and growing from year to year, right? This year, everybody's been taking that Ozempic. Everybody's been taking these weight loss shots and all this stuff. So what's the company that owns that? What's the company that owns the cybersecurities? What are the companies, the fintech companies? I see that all this technology is coming to the place with ChatGPT. The Bitcoin is coming up now. All of these things you're looking at because they're eventually going to grow. They're eventually going to keep expanding and growing. But what am I doing? I'm preparing for the future. I'm preparing for the future. I'm looking into dividend stocks. Why? There's certain companies that pay dividends. So now I'm looking at paying into dividends. Why? Because when I get to be of age, I don't want to rely on Social Security to take care of me. I want to be able to rely on my investments. Why? Because I've planted the seeds. I've planned for the future. I invested in EFTs and dividend stocks and index funds. I've got into those things so that now I'm planning for my future. I'm not putting my treasure in somebody else's hand. But I'm a creator. So what I'm doing is I'm creating my future. Number 14, thou shalt cultivate discipline. This is a good one. Discipline in your habits and finances is foundational to wealth. I think that's so true, to be disciplined, to be disciplined to not allow the flesh. So not to be able to control yourself and to do what you need to do, and not to allow yourself to get emotional, not allow yourself to get psychological, not allow yourself to get, entangled in different things, but to keep your composure, to be able to sustain and do what's needed to be done without the influences. So I think that cultivating discipline is vital for us. It's vital for us to do that, to have the discipline. Thou shalt cultivate discipline, number 14. To be able to cultivate that discipline, because you have to understand your everyday routine is what's going to make you a millionaire. I have a book that I'm going to be teaching in the mastermind, the membership group, and it's a book called The University of Millionaires, where this gentleman went around and interviewed millionaires, and he's doing these dissertations and these interviews with all millionaires, and basically all the millionaires are saying, what made me a millionaire is my daily routine, my daily habits, the daily routines, the daily habits, because what I start doing one day, I can keep doing it every day. It will begin to change my habits, my momentum. It will change my patterns, and my patterns will change my behaviors. My behaviors will begin to, and you'll begin to move and elevate into some different things. So this is what happens when you learn how to discipline. Number 15, thou shalt keep good company. Surround thyself with those who inspire you or rise you higher. I think that's great. Number 15, to keep good company, to keep yourselves in connection with communities like this, with people who can elevate you and pour into you and lift you up, not people who are pulling from you and trying to tear you down. I've always said this: you're going to meet two people in this world, people who are givers and takers. Life gives to the giver and takes from the taker. So you're going to meet two kind of people in this world, people who are going to give and people who are going to take. And so you want to be around people who are going to give. Why? Because givers keep giving it to each other. I pour into you, you pour into me. I pour into you, you pour into me. We constantly give into each other. So that's what we want. We want to keep good company around us, people who are of like-mindedness, people who are in like consciousness with us, so that I can elevate and grow, and that I can begin to transcend and go to this level that we're moving to. Number 16, thou shalt master leverage. Use time, people, and money effectively to multiply your efforts. Let me say that again. Number 16, thou shalt master leverage. Use time, people, and money to effectively multiply your efforts. Leverage. Learn how to use your leverage. Learn how to use time, people, and money effectively. Now, this always coincides with number 16. Somebody can say, well, I don't know how to use that. This is something that you would grab a hold to, and you would take it into your system and say, listen, I'm going to learn how to leverage. I'm going to learn how to use time, people, and money to effectively multiply my efforts. Because if I have the leverage, it's going to help me multiply those things. And so I want to be able to multiply my leverage. I want to be able to expand my territory and expand everything that I have. Any one of these commandments, you're going to learn, maybe I'm stronger in this one, but I'm not strong in that one. You want to focus on the ones that you're not strong in and begin to work with those things and begin to work with it until you become connected and become one with it. Number 17, thou shalt guard thy treasure. Thou shalt guard thy treasure. Be vigilant in protecting your wealth from losses and fraud. Now, let me tell you what number 17 really means. Thou shalt guard their treasure. Your treasure should never be held in the physical realm anyway. The Bible says, lay your treasure in heaven so that no moth or no rust can come or nobody can steal it because it's already in the intangible realm. See, the real money, the real prosperity, the real abundance is not the physical, it's the spiritual. And so if you lay your treasures in heaven, which is the intangibility of your mind, it could never be taken from you. But when you have all of your wealth in the physical ramifications, as well as we're talking about houses and cars and jewelry and all those things are temporary. Anything that's physical is temporary. Anything that's eternal, anything that's intangible is eternal. So your treasure needs to be intangible so that it can always be eternal. It can never be taken away and due to losses or fraud. Why? Because I'm keeping it on the intangible realm. And that's why we're operating the way that we're operating. What happens when one of you goes to this week and says, you know what, I've been listening to this teaching. I've just been focusing on things. You know what, I want to try to take a step at investing in stocks. I want to see if I can take $100 and see what I can do. And you go out there and you put yourself in a position. What happens is now, of course, you start to study. You start to get information that you need. You start to get things in perspective. Why? Because now your mind is changing. You're getting in the position where you're starting to move and elevate and you start to think a different way. You're changing your thinking patterns. You're changing your habits. You realize that your treasure is within, not without. You're actually, once you have already become one with the fact that your treasure is within, when you start operating in the stock market and investments and all these other things, what you're doing is the universe is allowing you to put yourself in a position to open up to align with what's already inside of you. Because you have the treasure inside of you, so the universe says, I have to align what's inside also has to be on the outside. That's the nature of law. That's the law of nature, right? As within, so without. So if I'm a millionaire inside and spiritually, I have to be a millionaire in the physical reality. So now what happens is the universe puts you in a place to start making investments, to start doing different things. Why? Because what's inside of you has to align with what's going on outside of you. Number 18, thou shalt be generous. Wealth is a flow. So give generously and open the channel for more to come. Thou shalt be generous. Certainly generous. We all know most of the millionaires and billionaires are great philanthropists. They've always given. They're always donating. They're always donating to foundations and projects and donating to different charities and so forth. Being generous. As a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So, just being generous and donating and putting yourself in a position to help people out. It's a blessing in disguise because your generosity is flowing, it's circulating. And whatever circulates comes back to its original point of origin. It circulates. Number 19, thou shalt stay humble. Remember where you came from and remain grounded regardless of your wealth. Thou shalt remain humble. Be humble. Remember despite not the days of small beginnings, never forget where you came from, because I think that it solidifies you. You're not looking back. You're not focusing on where you came from, but you in the remembrance of it, you remember where you came from, where you started, and where you are now. You understood the journey. You understood the importance of the journey that I had to take in order for me to get to the position and get to the place where I am now. I understand the journey. I understand the place that I was birthed, what I went through, the ups, the downs, the difficulties, the times when I thought I wasn't going to make it, but I actually made it. All the rough patches, everything that I went through. But the humility is not being arrogant, it's not being conceited, it's not being narcissistic, but it's being humble, because you understand I don't have to try to be better than everybody else. I don't have to be a show-off. I don't have to be trying to make everybody like me. I'm not trying to get attention. I'm not trying to make everybody look at me. I'm humble because I know who I am. I have an understanding of what my purpose is and my destiny, and I'm here to help. I'm here to learn, and I'm here to gather and build my network, because my network is my net worth. So, yes, I'm operating out of humility. I'm not coming with any kind of animosity or any kind of anger. I'm coming with love, because I understand the importance of what wealth is. Wealth is my ability to finance my own dreams. Number 20, thou shalt believe in the impossible. This is number 20. Let no earthly logic prevent the pursuit of what the heart knows is possible. I'll say that again. Let no earthly logic prevent the pursuit of what the heart knows is possible. You got to embrace in the impossible. Whatever you think is impossible, you know it's possible because you can create it. If somebody comes to you and says, oh, that's never been done, that's never been done in the history of man, guess what? It can be done. Why? Because I am a creator, and creators create. Anything I need in life, I can create it. Anything. And so I'm honored that I'm able to move in a position to where I'm starting to embrace and believe in the impossible. What is impossible? Some of you are listening now, and we can talk to you 6 months from now. If you constantly stay connected to this teaching and this knowledge and this wisdom, it's impossible for your mind not to expand. It's impossible for you not to have changes in your life. And some of you may say, you know what, since I've been listening to this guy on Sunday, things have changed in my household. I can't sleep at night. I can't stop thinking about becoming a millionaire. I can't stop thinking about, just changing my life. I go to work and it seems like, things have changed on the job. Things are changing, but you don't realize that things are changing in you. And because the things are changing inside of you, you're seeing the reflection of what's going on outside. So people on your job that you used to hang out with on a lunch, they don't really hang out with you anymore. People are starting to act funny towards you. But what's happening is you're changing. They can't understand and get to the level of consciousness that you're going. So in reality, you think they're acting funny, but in reality, they think you're acting funny, and they think that you changed, but guess what you did? You changed your level of consciousness. You changed how you think. You're coming listening to this guy every Sunday. He's teaching me about wealth codes. He's teaching me about spiritual enlightenment. He's teaching me how to become a millionaire. He's expanding my mind. I'm learning so much about the 9 laws of spiritual ascension. I've learned my wealth codes. I learned what element I am. And so now I'm operating differently. I'm seeing things differently. My perception has changed. And what happens is your outward advantages begin to change as well. You cannot stay. Once your mind expands, it can never come back to its original point of origin. It can never do that. And so, my friends, these are the 12 commandments of a millionaire. Those of you that are just joining, I'll go through them real quickly. Number one, thou shalt visualize success. Number two, thou shalt seek wisdom. Number three, thou shalt embrace risk. Number four, thou shalt be resilient. Number five, thou shalt create value. Number six, thou shalt practice alchemy. Number seven, thou shalt know thyself. Number eight, thou shalt decipher the mystical laws of money. Number nine, thou shalt network with purpose. Number 10, thou shalt maintain balance. Number 11, thou shalt follow the passion. Number 12, thou shalt innovate. Number 13, thou shalt plan for the future. Number 14, thou shalt cultivate discipline. Number 15, thou shalt keep good company. Number 16, thou shalt master leverage. Number 17, thou shalt guard their treasure. Number 18, thou shalt be generous. Number 19, thou shalt stay humble. And number 20, thou shalt believe in the impossible. Those are the 20 commandments of being a millionaire. If we can embrace these commandments, if we can become these commandments, if we can start utilizing and applying these commandments, watch how your life begins to change. Watch how you begin to start elevating and moving in so many different realms. And so I want you to work with these. I want you to operate with them. I want you to apply them. As I said before, I'm going to make these available on a nice 8.5 by 11 PDF for those in the group, and also the wealth codes as well. And we'll get a little deeper with the 20 commandments as well, where we start talking about different things regarding those. Want to say one thing again, tomorrow night, those of you, if you're available, jump on. We're starting our 8 mystical keys, 8 mystical secrets to becoming a money magnet. So that starts tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. So if you guys are available, definitely jump on that. And I will be sending out the Zoom links today, so you guys will get the Zoom links, and you'll be able to go ahead and sign up, and then we'll be able to get ready for this tomorrow. And that's, as I said, once again, we will be doing this for the next couple of weeks. It will be bi-weekly. And so we'll get together and do some stuff tomorrow and then the Monday after next. So we're excited about that. I want to tell you guys also thank you for all of your support, the feedbacks I've been getting about these teachings. We're here every Sunday, same place, same time. I want to thank all of you for your support. Now, I need everybody today, if you can. I want everybody to circulate with us. Everybody who's listening to this call, even if you're listening to the replay, I need everybody to go ahead and sow the $26 seed. If you don't have $20, whatever it is that you have, I want you to put something in. To this fertile ground. If you're going to donate, whatever it is that you want to give, I want everybody who's listening to this to donate the $26, to sow that $26 seed. There are 4 ways that you can circulate your gift. We believe that whatever we circulate, it comes back to us, to its original point of origin. And we believe that money is designed to move, it's currency. And so I want all of you guys, everybody who's listening, I need you guys, everybody, to sow the $26 seed. There are 4 ways that you can sow that seed today. Number 1 is going to be Cash App. It's going to be $TOESC. It's going to be $TOESC, and that's Cash App. Once again, also the ways to give are also in the description in the bottom. You can also do PayPal and Zelle. Our PayPal and Zelle are going to be info, INFO, at TOESC.org. Again, for PayPal and Zelle, you're going to use our email, which is going to be info, INFO, at TOESC.org. And then also, if you guys want to use Venmo, we have Venmo available. It's going to be issacharbey@gmail.com. That's ISSACHARBEY@gmail.com. Once again, that's ISSACHARBEY@gmail.com. I want to thank all of you for the seeds that you're sowing. I believe everybody is going to sow the $26 seed. Some of you have been sowing more than $26. I want to let you know that you appreciate it. Your gifts are helping us to grow and expand, and also helping us to really go to the next level with making our community larger and making our community grow. And so we are extremely happy about that. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I like to say this one thing: your destiny is not a matter of chance, but it is a matter of choice. I want you guys to know one thing: I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.